To present the next Carnegie Medal today to Joe Carole and Ronald Lauder, I will introduce first from Scotland a distinguished scientist and university professor, Vice Chancellor at the University of Stirling, General Secretary of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, and since 2004, Secretary and Treasurer of the Carnegie Trust for the Universities of Scotland. Please welcome Professor Andrew Miller. Joining him is another dear friend of mine and another former boss, a remarkable man, I'll let you draw your own conclusions, who started his career working in state and federal government, working for Nelson Rockefeller, working for President Gerald Ford. He went on to be chairman of a bank, then chairman and CEO of Time Warner, one of the world's largest media companies and the parent company of CNN. Today, he is chairman of Citigroup and a senior advisor to Providence Equity, a larger-than-life figure we should all be so lucky to work for, this man. Please welcome Dick Parsons. We should all be so lucky.
Thank you, Judy, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As we heard from Bill Thompson, you know, the instinct to be philanthropic, the art of being philanthropic, I don't think that's a born quality, an inborn quality. That is a learned quality. That is a taught quality. That is something that people are bought into as they grow and develop in life. And so someone who has been referred to here, but not specifically mentioned, I'd like to give a shout out to Mrs. Estee Lauder, who not only built a remarkable enterprise, but who raised two remarkable sons, one of whom you've met and one of whom you're about to meet. They married two remarkable women. They then sired, each of them, two remarkable kids each. So the family continues, and I know that the tradition, the knowledge, the practice of philanthropy will continue in that family and with those kids, all of whom are here today as well. So this is really actually well, I'm going to speak about Joe Carole and Ronald, and we've already heard about Leonard and Evelyn. Their children are here, and I know that their kids, William and Gary and Aaron and Jane, are going to carry on just as their parents have, and just as they were taught by Mrs. Estee Lauder. Now, you can't come to a Carnegie thing, right, without a Carnegie story. So I have a Carnegie story. Among the many, many, many things that he contributed to and supported here in New York and around the country, he was a big supporter of the New York Philharmonic. And the nature of his support was such that every year they would run a deficit, and every year the secretary to the Philharmonic would show up at his office and ask him to write a covering check to close the deficit. And one year, almost as in clockwork, he showed up and he needed $60,000, another subvention to cover off last year's deficit. And Carnegie was about to write the check and then stopped and said, you know what, there must be somebody else in this town that sort of likes music. Here's what you do. You go out and you go find somebody who put up $30,000 and you tell them you've got that matched. If you make it, I'll give you the other 30. So the secretary went away. He came back the next day. He says, I've done what you've asked. I've got the 30. And Carnegie says, my, that was very quick. He says, and he's writing on a check. He says, do you mind if I ask, where'd you get it from? And the secretary said, no, Mrs. Carnegie. So what does that have to do with the following award? I leave it to your imagination. Joe Carole and Ronald Lauder, for more than 4 decades, you have been among the country's preeminent supporters of the arts and civic causes, with an impressive portfolio of worldwide philanthropic and professional accomplishments. Ronald Lauder, as founder and chairman of Clinique Laboratories, Central European Media Enterprises, and RWL Water, your business endeavors literally span the globe. The art world also knows you as a leading patron and collector. You are the founder and president of the Neue Gallery, a museum dedicated to German and Austrian art, and one of New York's most popular institutions. In your decades-long involvement with New York's Museum of Modern Art, you served as chairman of the board for 10 years and continue to offer your guidance as honorary chairman. Your philanthropy demonstrates a deep commitment to your Jewish heritage. Following your years as U.S. ambassador to Austria, you established the Ronald S. Lauder Foundation in Central and Eastern Europe, which reaches more than 3,000 young people each year with its message of education, empowerment, and engagement. Among other activities, the Foundation provides core support for some 30 schools and kindergartens and facilitates preservation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau site. As president of the World Jewish Congress, you travel the globe on behalf of Jewish communities from South America to Southeast Asia. You have been president of the National Jewish Fund since 1999, and you have served as the chairman of several key organizations serving the Jewish people, among them the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations and the International Public Committee of the World Jewish Restoration Organization. You also serve on other boards and organizations too numerous here to cite. Joe Carroll, you too are an outstanding supporter of the arts. You work tirelessly as chairman of the Foundation for Art and Preservation in Embassies, which works directly in the Department of State to enhance the image of the United States abroad through American art in our embassies. Your degree in fine arts has been continuously called upon in your many other significant roles, including leadership of the International Council of the Museum of Modern Art as president and now president emerita. Your enduring commitment to MoMA includes service on its Contemporary Arts Council, as well as fundraising and other important committees, and you serve on the boards of other leading art or institutions here and abroad. You have worked on several documentaries about significant people and places in the American arts. In addition, you devote your time to Mount Sinai Medical Center, fundraising, and serving on the Board of Trustees. You and Ronald are major contributors to the Joe Carroll and Ronald S. Lauder Newborn Intensive Care Unit and the Joe Carroll and Ronald S. Lauder Center for Maternity Care. Joe Carroll and Ronald Lauder, you have no doubt discovered, as Andrew Carnegie did, that the happiness of giving happiness is far sweeter than the pleasure direct. For discovering so many ways to give happiness to people from your city and from around the world, we commend you both and are eternally grateful. Joe Carroll and Ronald.
I want to thank the Carnegie Corporation for this wonderful award and our dear friend Dick Parsons for his generous words. It has been a great pleasure to be part of the MoMA family, and there's a lot of MoMA family here today. I think David Jr. is here, Aggie Gunn, Glenn, Jerry Spire, Vartan, and Dick. And also, I'm really very pleased to be chairman of FATE, which is something that I've been extremely involved in for about 15 years. And we're thrilled that so many of our wonderful artists are being seen abroad now. It's been a great privilege to work with gifted artists, brilliant curators, and strong and intelligent directors. The great reward has been the work, the friends, the memories, and the fun that we've shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you. When I got the letter from Vartan Gregorian talking about philanthropy, I was shocked. I never considered myself a philanthropist. I considered myself something. I did what I wanted to do, what I thought was right. My life changed in 1986 when, as U.S. ambassador, I came to Austria. And one day I was invited to a kindergarten for Jewish children, Russian Jewish children, who came to Vienna on their way to either Israel or the United States. And their families stayed there because they did not want to go or could not go to Israel and could not come to the United States. These children were lost. We changed that. Today, 20-some-odd years later, these children are key people in their communities. And from this kindergarten, we now have 35 schools, 10,000 students, and approximately 60% of the Jewish children of Eastern Europe are today going to schools that was founded from that beginning in 1986. It's a passion of mine. I never thought I'd be standing up talking on behalf of Jewish life. From that, I joined the Conference of Presidents and was its head for several years, and now President of the World Jewish Congress, representing Jewish people in 95 countries. My second passion in life is art. First, the Museum of Modern Art, which I came as a teenager, changed my life also. And that art became something that was very much part of my life, something I could not see myself without. And in 1976, I became a trustee, and then later on, chairman. And next week will be the 10th anniversary of the Neue Gallery. The Neue Gallery, for German-Austrian art, was founded 2 months after 9/11. At that time, New York was a very grim place. And the question was, what would happen with a new museum opening up? The reaction was, I think, very unbiased, fantastic. But the fact is, it's been 10 years, 10 wonderful years. And the fact of when I see people coming in, particularly younger people, and understanding what the greatness of art and what it means. Again, Andrew Carnegie said that anyone who dies with money is disgraced. They should give it all to charity. He was half right. And thank you all. And thanks to Carnegie Foundation. Thank you all.
Well, Ronald Lauder, Andrew Carnegie is not here to argue with you, so boy, that's quite a family, the Lauders, 4 medals among them. Pretty amazing.